Hey there, Voice of the Bench community. This is Trish Jones with Ivoclar. If you've been curious about fast-firing zirconia to improve efficiency, but aren't convinced it can deliver predictable, high-quality results, I'd encourage you to connect with us. Our new IPS Emax Zirconia offers multiple fast-fire protocols designed to help save you valuable production time while maintaining consistent results. Time is money in every lab. Don't wait. Reach out to your local Ivoclar rep today and discover how IPS Emax Zirconia can help streamline your workflow.
All right, Barb, we've officially made it to Mallorca for exocad Insights.
Yes, I know. Somehow, we're going to power through it, Elvis.
I know it's tough, but as promised, I finally tracked him down.
Felix,
how are you?
I'm great. Hey, guys, I'm really happy to finally connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you're here as an exocad dealer. What is your take on the meeting so far?
Honestly, it's been great. Great turnout, a lot of familiar faces. Always nice to see what exocad is working on.
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
We're very excited to bring this new features to our customers.
Is there something that stood out to you?
Well, one for sure is the exocad hub. It's a new cloud-based service, and also really excited to see that the AI services are now on the DentalDB.
Oh, yeah.
We're still digging into the details, but as you can tell, there's a lot of things that are still need to be worked on. We'll definitely use it in our milling center when it's ready.
Nice. That's really great. It sounds like a common rollout strategy for Imagine. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. Any of these new products that come out, especially from exocad, we like to use them in our own production facility before we release them. Then for our support team, it's much easier to support our customers. And for ourselves to use those features as well, it's very beneficial to them.
You know, that totally makes sense. So for you, what's the real value of being here? Other than the beach being across the street.
Other than being in Mallorca, of course.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's great to see everyone in person, especially our partners.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really usually get to have conversations with them, so it's good to see them without, the email or video calls.
Oh, for sure.
So Elvis and I totally agree. We do love face-to-face. Love these meetings.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to take a step back for a minute, see what's going on, and not just do the day-to-day stuff that you do at work.
Yeah, plus it's not too bad of a place to do it in.
Yeah, not bad at all.
All right, let's get back to it.
All right, man. It's good to see you, Felix. I'm really looking forward to getting you on our full episode interview here.
1
in the next
hour,
coming
1
weeks.
hour.
Yep. Appreciate it, guys. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Thank you. Enjoy Mallorca.
Welcome to Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Send us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Greetings and welcome to episode 431 of Voices from the Bench. My name is Elvis.
And my name's Barbara.
What's happening, Barb? How are you on this? Hopefully, do you have a short week this week or next week because of 4th of July?
All right, so we've got Friday off, which is super
Friday.
awesome. So it's 4-day week for us.
Nice. You have big plans for 4th of July? What does Florida do? Shoot it over the ocean?
I got rid of my boyfriend and my son's going to Michigan. They're both going to Michigan. And so, no, I have no plans. I think my plan is going to be sleep in, go for a run, and do laundry. Yay, me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
I might have a boring life. What about you?
We're actually closed on Monday.
Why
so
Monday?
After.
Why Monday and not Friday?
Because the lab is already closed on Friday.
Oh, so you have 2 days?
It becomes like a 5-day weekend or
you
something.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, sort of, kind
Good
of.
for
But I
you.
still work. I mean, that's how life is.
Well, we all work
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah.
Well, good.
No major plans yet, but I hope to see some fireworks. I mean,
You've definitely been busier. I hear not from you anymore. So
I know.
lab life is good.
Yeah, my life is completely busy and different.
Aw.
But
Well, good
all
for
for the
you.
good reasons, all for the exciting reasons, still getting to make teeth.
Yep. I gotcha. So everybody out there listening to us, happy 4th of July.
Yeah, and those that are not in America,
Yeah.
happy not 4th of July.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, sometimes we forget, right?
I do. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Good thing Elvis is on point.
Yeah. So, Barb, it's always sad, but of course, all good things have to come to an end eventually.
Right?
It was but 2 months ago that we went to the island of Mallorca, Spain, to mingle with some of the greatest and brightest that all love exocad. Of course, we cannot thank enough the team at exocad for giving us this amazing opportunity to talk to some of these great exocad users
Right?
and heroes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this episode, we will wrap up the stories, and we are ending it with a good one. First up is the president of exocad America, Beth Collington.
Love Beth. She's coming down to my end of the world here next weekend.
Oh, nice. It's definitely not the first time we've talked to her, but she still filled us in on some great updates for exocad lovers in the U.S. She talks about this exciting new Excellence Center, a new student ambassador program, and some of the new innovations that we can all expect very soon.
And then we wrap up this episode with 2 people that make Evolve Dentistry. You know, the awesome lab that also empowers their offices to do it themselves while still being a part of the solution. Joshua Jakson and Robert Norton stopped by to talk all things exocad. Joshua gives us a history of his family and Evolve before getting into their new better than AI called Crown Finalization. Robert talks about connecting with the folks at Evolve, training others on exocad, and making sure the user is using the software for what is right for the user. So join us as we chat with Beth Collington, Joshua Jakson, and Robert Norton.
Voices from the bench. The interview.
It's so good to see you guys.
Absolutely. So
All
here
right.
we are.
Yeah, here we
exocad
are. Yay!
Insights
I love it.
2026. We are back again, Mallorca, Spain, and we are
Yes.
once again talking to another American.
The American.
But a very special one. The president of
Yes.
exocad America.
That's a pretty big job, just saying.
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of fun.
Lot of
fun.
coverage.
Great customers. Yeah.
Beth
Collington.
Collington. I always mess that up. Beth Collington. Back in Mallorca.
I know. This
what
is
the heck?
record number of people from North America here at this Insights.
Well, we'd like
record
to
number.
think that it's all because they heard it on the podcast.
Yes,
so.
well, you know how we roll. So thank you to exocad for bringing us here.
Absolutely.
We are enjoying ourselves thoroughly. So tell us what's happening at exocad.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many
You
new
just take it wherever you
exciting
want.
things. I mean, we've just had just outstanding end user engagement. You know, every day there's more questions, there's more interest. People are just really excited about our latest features, which, you know, we're covering in depth here at
We've
Insights.
been talking
yeah.
about that, the hub, and just-
Everyone's talking about the
yeah,
hub.
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really hot, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
Game changer for dentistry.
Yeah.
Love it.
I just feel like your company listens. You listen to the feedback and you change things very quickly and rapidly according to the feedback of the end user. So props to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like every new release has a lot someone's excited about.
Yeah.
I love it. That's one of the reasons I love exocad. They're always innovating. The innovations are just, they never stop coming. It's really, really great to be part of it. And we just feel that it really keeps enhancing the entire workflow. I mean, with the True Smile video, you get better patient communication. There's just so many options with our AI and just different ways to communicate with the clinicians and support the end user adoption, patient acceptance, and treatment
Yep.
planning. I would just encourage you to get involved.
Yeah, I love it.
I feel like what we hear with the exocad software mostly is that it does bring the clinician and the lab together, more so than any of the others.
Any others, yep.
And that's the benefit. We were talking about that last night. It's like, you know, that mutual communication between the clinician and the technician makes us all so much more successful. So I love it.
So
I think
important.
It's great.
I think one of the really exciting things that's happening is our Excellence Center. You know, this is year 2 of
Yeah,
our
you got to
new
tell
headquarters.
us about that. What's the deal? Is that brand new?
Well, last year we launched. I don't know
Okay.
if you remember. This is an off year.
This
This
is
is
in
in America, at the
America.
Wakefield office
Okay.
headquarters. Yeah, Wakefield,
Wakefield?
Massachusetts. That's where exocad's
okay,
headquarters in North America is located.
Yeah.
And, as we had a launch year last year, so we rolled out like 12 beautiful, workflow programs, design classes, and this year we're expanding that quite a bit. So, one of the things that we wanted to do was really enhance our education offerings and really support, additional concepts and digital workflows, really bring in our vendor partners, our integration partners.
So they travel to the facility for 2-3 day courses and just learn as much from the greatest tech, I'm sure, teachers.
So you're teaching your resellers, or are you teaching
Both.
users?
Both.
Yeah, both. So a lot of our
Oh.
reseller partners are utilizing our space, and so we offer that to our reseller partners because we want to really encourage adoption on anything
Yeah.
our customers want to learn, any end user
I love it.
on the clinical or obviously on the lab side, so they can come to us and they can just immerse themselves in whatever curriculum they feel best benefits their learning needs. And we, are definitely supporting multiple verticals in dentistry, and they're all unique, and they're all on our Eventbrite website. So
Is it clinicians
exocad
and
website,
labs?
check it out.
Do you do both? Do you bring doctors in as well?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Do you teach like how to get started, intermediate, and complicated?
Sounds like
Absolutely,
everything.
yeah. And-
Soups to
Yeah,
nuts.
okay, yeah.
Really fun. We just design, we'll also custom design. So we've had a lot of people recently reaching out and saying, hey, I would love to learn X. We just completed with a master implantologist a 3-day hands-on, completely designed training for them. And we do that.
Wow.
We need a little room to kind of prepare for it, but we are really willing to work with people. So whatever they want to learn, either we're putting together a curriculum that enhances that learning experience, or we invite them to come back in.
Wow.
So I can call and say, I want a course on how to make grills, and you'll do it.
I want a course on how to be not clueless on exocad. Beginner.
Do you have one for the 3rd grade level
my
for
gosh, you
Barb?
come.
I do
Come,
want to.
come, I
I'm
want you to
serious. I'm
come.
sincere.
Yes, I can't wait.
I've always wanted to learn. I mean, I'm a ceramist by trade, but I want
Yeah, we
to
know,
learn
yeah.
exocad, so.
Well, and you're so good.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
my
your
next-
involvement
my
with
next journey.
higher level cosmetic dentistry, Barb.
Yeah,
is
that's cool.
Perfect.
All right.
We
Maybe
got
I
you.
will.
Then you can go to your designers and say, I know you can do this.
I know. We've got like hundreds of licenses, or at least 50, I'm sure. So, yeah, I need to be one of those users. So.
Yeah, nice.
So we have a really exciting thing we're about to unveil.
Ba,
As a matter of fact,
ba,
we
ba.
just kind of launched it a couple of weeks ago. So we launched an academic enhancement program. So we have 2 different things that are happening.
Yeah.
One is we have an initiative. We really want to support students, that are coming into the industry. They're going into an accredited program,
Yeah.
regardless if that's a dental laboratory technology program or a dental school.
Yep.
But we want to say, hey, you should be having a touch point on exocad. This should be your first experience to digital dentistry. And so we're working with these institutions, and we're
Wow.
offering programs through our resellers that they can absolutely
At
learn.
universities.
Yep, learn on a
Interesting.
curriculum.
That is so needed.
Option, right? And then student licenses as
so
well.
needed.
So those students can also get involved and get hands-on from day one of their student experience throughout their entire, and then
Yeah.
convert into full licenses when they graduate. Isn't that exciting?
Who did we
That's
talk to
brilliant.
yesterday?
Yes.
Dr. Lau?
Yeah.
I think I'm saying it wrong, but he's at
Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh, nice.
And he teaches exocad at the school.
Awesome.
To
And I was like,
clinicians,
I love that,
to
yeah.
new
I
I
doctors.
was like, I go to IU. You don't see them teaching exocad.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Everybody can get involved. All they need to do is reach out, and we
Yep.
can, walk through the program with them, help them find the right reseller that works for their academic school, institution, accredited
so they
programs.
still go through a reseller.
Yes, absolutely.
And then they will still learn exocad through that reseller. Interesting.
Yeah, and the students are supported.
And the reseller teaches the students, or they teach the faculty?
Both.
Both. I
Both.
love this.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah. We are looking to make sure that our products are in any
Yeah.
accredited institution, and that they have the opportunity to learn, whether they're doing a sidebar enhancement and they're saying here's a touch point, or if they have
Yeah.
a fully integrated curriculum. So we're hoping to support that. We're here to help facilitate it, and it's our goal to make sure we're in that market 100%. As a matter of fact, we went one step further.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I love education. Barb knows this about
Oh,
me.
yeah.
It's like a
Heck
huge
yeah.
passion project for
Yeah.
me. Love it. And so one of the things we wanted to do was have student demo days. So we actually instituted a student ambassador program. So we have one of our product support specialists. Her name's Colleen Kohler. She's recently joined our company, and she's lovely, awesome individual. And so we're approaching schools. This just got started where, we invite them and the students can come and spend a day with us and learn digital dentistry. And then they can head out and, go back into the world knowing a little bit more about our products. We also are open to some on-site demo days, but this project is just getting launched, so stay tuned for more exciting developments.
But you guys are creating future designer dental technicians.
Yes.
We've always talked about how do we get into high schools?
Right.
How do we promote dental technology? How do we build, people knowing who we are?
It's exciting,
and
right?
you guys are totally doing that. I can't believe that.
But we didn't
Love
forget.
it.
I'm so happy. I know, right?
Sincerely.
It's such a fun project.
And you're showing them how brilliant it is and how to use it.
Well,
so then you're getting them ready to go to a lab fully ready.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine someone that grew up in the age of iPads and they're at 4 they had a phone, you know what I mean? And then they go to a school and it's like, well, here's your hand carver and your wax, and you're like, but
That's
now
old.
they're back into what they're comfortable with and right into exocad.
But we didn't forget our advanced dentistry clients either. So another thing that we really wanted to focus on is how do we enhance postgraduate clinical experiences? So for someone who wants to go to an advanced higher learning education center, there's so many in the United States.
Yeah.
We actually created a value-based incentive focus where we created a bundle, right, for advanced digital dentistry. And so if it's something that they want to learn more about, they can contact a reseller partner. But anyone who is attending one of the I think, top 5 to 7 advanced postgraduate digital dentistry curriculums, they can reach out to us through their reseller partners, and then we, help them with some of our ExoPlan products or just Smile Creator and really help them understand the entire workflow. And that's really exciting.
So they take the course first.
Wow.
They take the course
and they
first.
say, hey, look, I took this course. They're like, well, here's our deal. And then you bundle. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than coming back from a course and then doing nothing with it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I use this great program. Do you have it? No. Well, good luck.
So what do you guys do? Have 5-day meetings and say, okay, what's next?
They
What
don't
is
go
our
outside.
vision?
Oh, come on, Barb. You know me. It's
I mean,
a ready,
you're
set,
hit,
go.
you've hit.
There's no fire. It's more
you've
of like,
hit every single angle you could have hit. I don't know what else there is, but you've got to just keep getting better, right? You just got to keep moving and
keep rolling.
Put your foot on the gas, and you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
It's pretty impressive.
exocad Insights. I think I remember asking you 2 years ago, is there going to be an American one? An exocad?
No. Just
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah,
Why
no, I
would
mean,
you
this
not
is
want to
how
come
do
to
you
Mallorca, Elvis?
I'm just
wondering
wondering
if
if
we better. I mean, look, you can come to Boston. I mean, obviously, our offices are open for anybody to come anytime to just come see what we do, how we do it. I extend that invitation to the industry.
Yeah.
We've been focusing so much on different associations, right?
Yes.
So, the dental associations, we've gotten close to a lot of them in our home state, and just really, enhancing experiences. Come see what we're about. That's really, really what we want to do. And just love it. This industry, so fun working with you guys.
Yeah.
It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for coming here and
Thank you for
supporting
having
our
us.
meeting.
Oh,
and
thank you. So supportive. We love it.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us. I know we tried to get you for 2
Absolutely.
whole days. It's been a little crazy, but thank you for taking the time to sit down and talk to us and give us, the
Always great to
overview
see
on
you, Beth.
everything. So thanks.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Unless they start doing the bang, 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 we'll be good. It gets a little loud.
Yeah, I do have ADD, so.
What?
What?
Okay.
I think every dental technician
I think
probably
we
has.
have to.
Yes, that's totally
We've actually
true.
talked about that a few times on the podcast. I think we all have
it's
to
the
have
superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah, superpower.
It is. It is.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Don't medicate us, please.
I mean, you got to keep your eyes on so many different factors in a lab.
You're
that,
right.
It really is helpful to be able to just
Multitask.
Hey,
yeah. So this is super exciting. Day 2.
yeah.
Day 2, first interview. Are we
exocad
all awake?
Insights 2026.
Yep.
I had
We
my
can't
coffee.
get away from Americans, man.
I know.
Joshua Jakson, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm just great, so happy to be here in sunny Mallorca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember last year
Oh, man.
I think you were sick or something? Or?
Oh, my gosh. I was so sick. I wanted to come on the podcast, but I didn't want to infect your beautiful headsets here.
The last insights?
Yeah, it was terrible. But, I was just coughing, and I was trying to keep my distance from everyone. But I was just like, I can't miss these updates. And, but this year, I'm raring and ready to go. And I got my friend Robert Norton here with me, too.
Good morning.
Robert, good morning. Blessing to be here. Nice to finally meet you two. By the way. I've been listening for years.
Much. No, we appreciate that. So the Jakson family.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. We all know about it. Evolve, right?
Yeah, Evolve is a product line of our dental laboratory in Buffalo, New York.
Yep.
My dad started the lab 30 years ago. He was going to school for chemistry and wanted to become a dentist because he's a immigrant from Poland, right? And
I'm Polish.
Yeah, no way.
I love it.
Woo, love it. Boom.
Come on.
There you go, baby.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Polish people in this industry.
And we're
It
all
happens
artists.
quite
I'm
often.
telling you,
Well,
it's true.
because it's kind of from the old country. That's like what you did. You learn trades and you learn how to technically apply yourself because that's what they wanted you to do, like when you were a citizen of the state.
Yeah.
And so, my dad, his family trying to escape communism, came to the United States, and my grandpa was a tool and die worker at Trico Industries, and basically would make all the tools and dies for the engineers. So it's kind of like very similar to the technician to doctor role, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So basically, my dad was wanting to become a doctor because a dentist, wanted to make people smile. And my grandpa was like, you cannot become a dentist unless you become a good technician first because of his relation to that. And so my dad, kicking and screaming, was like,
All right.
didn't want to go to technician school, but then fell in love with it. And
how'd that work out for him?
Probably immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, and he worked for Dr. Ronald Jarvis, which Buffalo has a big, rich dental history and industry. Ivoclar, we have Great Lakes Dental and everything. Speaking of Ivoclar, Dr. Ron Jarvis, where my dad got his first dental technician job, in the basement of Dr. Jarvis's practice. Dr. Jarvis was the first kind of like KOL before companies really had KOLs for a company called Williams.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Williams Gold,
I
right?
remember them.
Okay,
Yeah, that's where my dad's partner started.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah,
See,
and
we have a lot
Detroit,
of alike.
Michigan. Yep.
That's
It's actually
crazy.
where my dad started as well.
Really?
Yeah. Selling alloy for Williams.
But yeah, so, Dr. Jarvis, he developed a lot of like the classifications for gold and everything with Williams. Then a few years later down the road, a little company called Ivoclar basically kind of formed and purchased them. And sorry, I don't know like the exact story.
Yeah.
But basically they went on to develop classic porcelain and developed eventually Empress and Emax, and those were some of the first projects that my dad was working on.
No kidding.
In the basement with a technician, Lee Culp. So
Wow,
Lee,
you're name dropping now, bro. Wow.
so honestly, my experience in this industry is really blessed because, my dad got his start with Lee, Dr. Jarvis, these wonderful people, and working on technology products with Ivoclar, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of been our
he
focus.
was like the R&D guy?
Well, so
Or he just got them first and was able to...
Ivoclar needed to kind of like, beta test things out with a trusted partner. And Dr. Jarvis having his history with Williams, it was somewhere locally that they felt comfortable. And they're like, can we, do some testing
So we can
and
see
things like
these
that?
in the mouth
Exactly.
and we can photograph them
exactly.
and see how they...
Yeah. And so that's basically where our family history and our dental lab started. And for the next 20 years of that, we've just been involved in technology throughout different avenues through Avident Digital Dentures. My dad was on the development project for that. And,
wow, that was early on.
Yeah, 2010
Yeah.
is when that was. So, yeah. And then basically around 2013, we kind of wanted to go back to the lab in Buffalo from Scottsdale, Arizona, where Avident was. And then
you
right
moved
around
to Scottsdale, Arizona?
Yeah. Basically, we actually moved to Scottsdale.
How old were you at this time?
I was 20. Yeah. And
so you left Buffalo.
Yeah.
Which is like frigid. And then you moved to Arizona, which is like the hottest place that they got.
Yeah, exactly. And and now my favorite climate is right in between.
Which happens to be
Mallorca. Yeah, true, exactly.
Mallorca,
Literally,
work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But right around 2013, that's when we got our start with exocad. When we came back to the lab in Buffalo, we needed to find a good digital home because all of our systems in our lab were broken. They were working, but they were all just compartmentalized and segmented. Nothing was connected. There was no communication with the doctor. And the laboratory at that time was really failing, to tell you the truth, because of these segmented systems and the inefficiencies in our workflow with our staff. We had so much more staff that was so much more inefficient. Yeah. And, as we adopted exocad, as we completely moved to a complete digital workflow, things just kind of made more sense.
And everything connected together.
Exactly, yeah. And truly the freedom of exocad is really what makes our technicians thrive, because there's never a situation that we're presented with a set of scans or a RX from the doctor that we can't overcome. Yeah.
So how do you and Robert know each other?
Yeah.
Or
So
affiliated?
Robert, when did you get your start in dentistry?
Well, I got my start in dentistry because of the technology. Honestly, when I was in college, I had no interest in dentistry. And as the technology crept into the industry, that kind of pulled me in, because as I mentioned before, my father was in dental supplies. And that just kind of overlapped.
So you were affiliated with
I was
dental,
affiliated,
but you weren't necessarily going to go that
begrudgingly.
direction.
Yeah, no. I had this vision for becoming a graphic design artist, and I realized I didn't want to be poor for the rest of my life. And I was just kind of wasting time in school. And at least in my corner of the world, which I grew up in Atlanta, the technology was there, but nobody had really adopted it. Nobody really figured it out for the most part. Yeah, okay. Not in a way that could be democratized to, other labs. Yep. And us being a lab supply business and me working there late, and this is about the same time as the housing crisis, so people are being laid off, and I'm taking on more and more roles. I just kind of put things together and figured it out a little bit. And through a series of long story connections, I ended up linked up with John Higgins from exocad. And he introduced me to Larry, which kind of basically got my whole career jump-started from there. Oh. So I dropped out of school and started my first lab at 23. And
that's pretty damn young. That's ballsy there.
Well, my thought was I either succeed or fail and go back to school.
Yeah.
so
why not?
Yeah, and then 10 years later, down the road, my lab basically became my resume. Yeah. And like a year and a half ago, Mark Rosenberg from exocad introduced me to. So I knew of Andy Jakson, and I knew of Evolve, and I knew of Josh, but I hadn't really formally met them. Yep. And Mark was like, I think you guys should really work together. And so he introduced us, and within like 45 minutes of talking on the phone, it's like, we have to work together. This is amazing, and it's just been such an incredible blessing.
Why did he think you guys should? I mean, just the same
personality.
Well, essentially, we've been running in parallel for like 15 years. Absolutely. So my little company out of Atlanta was doing the same thing as Evolve on a smaller scale. Yeah. And I've been struggling to find people to work with over the years. I even put together my efforts with a partner, which went, it's amazing how 6 months can unravel 10 years of work sometimes. Yeah. But again, ultimately, what seemed like a tragedy at the time was a blessing. Like I say, if it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't have met Josh, and I wouldn't have met Andy, and wouldn't be here today talking to you.
Yeah.
Well, what do your businesses do? So say you know everybody, but are you resellers, lab and resellers now, or just a reseller? Help me.
Both.
So and so I think kind of speaking to Rob's point, Rob is an amazing exocad trainer. Honestly, we put him on our education circuit with Evolve, right? So Evolve, what do we do, right? Evolve is a a dental CAD cam supply company. We supply and promote iTero, We supply and promote all sorts of different intraoral scanners. There's so many good ones on the market. Primarily
to dentists and labs?
Yep, to dentists and laboratories. Okay. Right now we're primarily strategized with the Allied Star scanner. It's a great unit, very, very cost effective, and the scanner just works so awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Allied, you say it's called?
Yep, Allied Star. Yeah. Yep, they're out of Taiwan, and basically they just have a really, really nice unit.
Yeah.
Dr. Ahmad Al-Hassani always gives it like so many great reviews. Whenever I want to go to like a piece of technology, especially scanning technology, I'm always looking at what that guy's saying, because he's tested every single one and has done clinical tests on every single one. It's just amazing. But you're kind of going back to that, so scanners, right? So scan, design, produce is kind of our theme.
Yeah.
Right? So the design, obviously, we're very aligned with exocad, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And then with our production, we outfit people with the Sprint Ray solution, and we were one of their very early adopters with Sprint Ray. And we also are partners with VHF. So basically, with those, we have like a really complete solution that we offer people. But I do want to go back to what Robert was saying, because when we put Robert on the schedule to help train and support all these products and everything, everyone was immediately like, you know what, I really want to do the training with Robert. You're great, Josh. But he honestly just has such a way with explaining things, slowing it down, and making it so that I can really retain that knowledge. And he's such a great educator. But there's a piece missing to Robert's business with Exomed 3D, right? And that was the dental laboratory, right? So Evolve is a product line of our dental laboratory in Buffalo, New York that my dad started 30 years ago, right? So,
and you're still
absolutely
a dental lab as well.
Yeah, our core business is being a dental laboratory, but we're able to train and support and back up these customers in a way that I feel like a lot of our competition in the marketplace really just cannot, because they don't have a dental lab running there.
Run into all these
all
errors.
the systems you're selling, you're using.
Exactly. If it's not good enough for us, it's not good enough for you.
Yeah.
Is really our.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and so we're using all this stuff. Johnny, my cousin, you guys had him on the podcast, I believe. He has run into all these problems, and we're sitting there with, quite honestly, a bleeding patient in the chair, and we are put on the spot to try and make these situations and complications in the workflows of digital dentistry work. And, we couldn't ask for a better partner than exocad and our other partners, because they just make the workflow so seamless, and they have so many great resources for us to reach into their network and support our customers. So, that's why we're here in Mallorca, is really just to learn about the latest and greatest on what's coming up. And man,
do they talk to you about what they want
in
absolutely.
The software? Absolutely. We're involved on some beta projects and everything.
Do you get the releases early and stuff?
Well, so there is one that I did get verbal confirmation from exocad that I'm allowed to talk about, because I'm not able to contain this one, right? And so I
is
basically.
This why you're bouncing around? You're ready to
literally. I'm so excited to talk about this one, because yesterday we heard about kind of 5 main focal points, right? AI crown and what's going on with that. Exo Hub, which, holy smokes, we could probably have a whole podcast about that one.
We talked about it 10 times yesterday. So
everyone's excited.
It's just going to be so crazy. And then what else? Those are kind of like the 2 main ones.
Those were the 2 big ones.
Yeah. But kind of to go to our point about the beta.
Yeah.
The project that we're working on with them is the thing called crown finalization. So we got to work on the AI crown a little bit early. And basically what we found is that it was really cool, and we were super jazzed up about it in the beginning. And, our laboratory probably does about 400 single crown units a day.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah, we have some big customers that we're working with that send us a lot of volume.
Big.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, it's a good testing ground for them, because we have the volume to kind of see the numbers and things like that. So initially, when they rolled out AI Crown to us, we were like, yes. But then when you look back at it, we're like, is it saving us time? Initially, it wasn't, actually, to tell you the truth, because our technicians would get the proposals and everything, but then they still sit there and kind of...
And then they would be technicians.
Yes,
well,
exactly.
I don't like this. I got to change that.
And then I'm sitting there as kind of like their manager, like, how much different is that actually? Come on.
It actually added time making it in the AI, and it added more time fixing it
and
or
there's a cost
trying to fix it.
too.
Yeah.
You know, there's that €1 cost per crown, which is great if the proposal is good. So we worked together with some of the people from the line in exocad to actually come out with this thing called crown finalization. I could send you some screenshots of what the difference is between the before and after of that. And let me tell you, I cannot, I think I'm okay at exocad. I don't think I'm great, but I cannot design a better crown than what the new crown finalization does for what we're trying to do in our crown design workflow.
What is it? I mean, what does it do rather than just AI? What's the finalization?
Well, so basically, before you would get a proposal, and then there would be the tooth, and then like
from a library,
yeah,
right?
From a library, and like typical exocaders, Germans, they would be like, well, here's the proposal, here's the beautiful tooth, and then I'm like, yes, it is beautiful, and it's in the right position, and yes, it is to my parameters.
It fills the space.
But guess what? We have a minimal thickness that the doctor didn't abide to, so we need to conform to that, right? So basically, they kind of worked.
So
on
the
that.
proposal, no matter how much space you had, would be its thickness, and it could be a bulbous crown because they didn't reduce enough. Is that what you're saying?
Actually, it was kind of the opposite. The minimal thickness would just be there, and then the perfect tooth would be there, right? The perfect library tooth, not like the perfect shaped tooth for the situation. The perfect library tooth.
Yeah.
You see how Americans and Germans think differently?
That makes sense.
But basically, I was like, no, we need to Americanize this process, and we need to conform, and we need to conform to our doctors' preps that go on here.
Sure.
Because, not all of my customers
give you 1.5 millimeters of occlusal room.
Exactly, and
none of them do
a lot of the times, the situation isn't allowing that, right? Because we would have to do like a whole set of orthodontics, or we would have to do something to really, really kind of like change that whole situation there. So basically what they did is they made it so that the proposals come out right, and that our distance to the antagonist is what we're setting it to. The shape is just wonderful. Let me tell you that the time I would always use it is if I have a minimal thickness, kind of like a flat crown. We all know what we're talking about here. A pancake crown. exocad's AI pancake crowns.
They still have anatomy.
They don't look like pancakes.
And they look like teeth.
It's just amazing, So together with the AI crown, what's it called? What they presented with the database and being able to request in the database you go crown request. What we're looking at is actually our front end staff to do that instead of the designers.
Interesting.
Right? Now office people, right? Doesn't that make sense? Because then our designers, our waxers, quote unquote, are waxing, right? Or designing, right? And that's
They're
really
doing the harder, more difficult cases.
Exactly.
I understand AI is fill in your single units, and then your designers can do all of the really high-end, high-skill cases.
Exactly. Yeah,
and it makes a lot of sense business-wise.
Yeah, exactly. So we're really excited about that on our point of the laboratory, and I really hope to train and support other laboratories to implement this. If there's one thing I want other labs to know about us as a reseller is that we're absolutely not a threat to you. We are completely willing to share our whole book of secrets to you guys, and we want to come up together in the industry.
Sure.
We're not here to, put anyone out of business or anything like that, though we are absolutely here to do that.
Technicians now feel the threat like they used
to. Yeah.
I do think they're more open-minded to accepting it.
When I entered this industry about 20 years ago, I was honestly a little bit disgusted at kind of the way it was before, because like I would it would be like, oh, he's my competition and this, that, and the other thing, but like over time, I think the technology has really kind of brought us together as a community. Well,
I think a lot of it had to do with we've now become a global industry. Like a dentist can send to anybody in the world now. Yeah. It's not just you and the 3 other in your town.
Yeah.
Because, that was competition. Now, I mean, everybody is. You might as well just embrace it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now with ExoHub, everyone – the cool thing for me as an exocad educator, and for Rob too, I know, is that now everyone needs to learn exocad because everyone's going to have access to it. Before, the only people that did have access to the software were the people that bought the thousands of dollars in licenses.
Yeah.
But exocad, I think I've seen a theme with them is that they're trying to make things more accessible. Rather, if it's through ExoHub and the doctor or the customer working with their laboratory through the online version of ExoCAD, which will become available, or as of just recently, they made a monthly subscription program where a customer can come to us.
Wow.
Their initial fee would be about $380, and then on a monthly basis, only about $190.
And you get ExoCAD?
And you get the core version of ExoCAD.
That's
for that.
sweet.
For the ultimate bundle, like, all the bells and whistles, it's like, don't quote me here, but like $650 for the initial fee, and then the monthly is like $350.
That's still amazing.
And then do you call Rob and say, hey, I need you to go into this lab and train?
Well,
how
so
how does that affiliation
talk about
work?
it?
Yeah, so we have a training program essentially where our clients can book online. They can select the train. I'm one of we have 4 or 5.
Yeah,
it's you and Johnny.
By
and
the summertime, we'll have 8 people on
8
there.
people.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they can select whoever they like to train with best. I really encourage people to shop around and jump to our other trainers. Everybody has their own unique expertise and experiences. I mean, like nobody does Ivoclar dentures like Johnny, right?
No one does Ivoclar dentures like Johnny.
And like I've done maybe 1% of the number of dentures that Johnny's done. Like absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody. I mean, I consider myself an exocad expert. I've been working on this stuff for 15 years. I don't know anyone else in the world who knows more about the software than Josh.
Yeah.
Outside of actual exocad employees.
I know the code stuff.
Yeah, but you just said
knows the
yourself
secret
you're not
codex.
that good at it.
No,
Are you
I'm
being
not.
modest?
I'm really not. I'm really not though.
Just
like
know the software.
Basically, if I'm faced with like a dental complication where like the dentistry was done poorly, like
I'm out.
bending and shaping teeth and waxing teeth, I'm not really that, like with freeform, oh man, I need to practice freeform so much more, but I'm really good with tooth placement, like with pre-made beautiful teeth.
Freeform's my favorite tool in the world.
Like, so why is that?
Well, I do have an artistic background. Art's my hobby, one of my many hobbies on the side, right?
Yep.
And so just the freedom that you have with freeforming, you can literally, the library teeth are great. Like, over the years I've had customers just give me libraries. I've got a library of maybe 100 different, options there. I firmly believe and can demonstrate that you can take any library and make it look like any other library with a little bit of skill and time.
Sure.
Yeah. And freeforming is that tool. Like not any other software out there like exocad has that ability. Something that we don't really appreciate in dentistry because we're siloed into this perspective is that really there's not many other software period for CAD/CAM design that has the kind of abilities that you get with freeforming in exocad. So
you can't freeform
we
in
hear
other
that a lot.
software? I mean,
you can. There are things like Blender and Sculptor and all these others, but like
limited?
they're not. They're limited and they're not as easy to interact with.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you can do things that are well beyond just restorative dentistry and prosthetics. Like, I came from Atlanta. Forgive me. So I still have jeweler friends that come to me every now and then for grills, stuff like that. I did a Hello Kitty grill last week.
Nice.
Yeah, so big, and I was able to just take my freeforming and sculpt like a little bow on the cuspid. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
And that's
Did
not
you have
something
to
you can do.
freehand Hello Kitty, or did you like import in like
No,
an
I
image?
freehanded it.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
And so what this lady
cool.
wanted was a big like Hello Kitty bow on her. It was a lower
Don't
grill.
you
Yeah.
wonder what psychologically is wrong with some of
I
I was
these?
about
do,
to ask for
I
the
do.
podcast logo. on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
All right, I guess.
And we could do the podcast
Hello
logo
Kitty,
too.
that's
voices.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This brilliant young lady wanted the Hello Kitty bow on her lower, cuspid. and a grill out of platinum, and so they put like some kind of special enamel in there. Whatever. I can send you pictures, but
that's great.
Wouldn't put it in my mouth, but that's to each their own.
She's showing everybody.
Yeah, she's showing everybody. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But
so
that's
again,
what makes
like
it fun.
it is what makes it
I
fun,
know.
and that's kind of why I take these projects on the side.
You want to make a
it's just
pancake
fun.
molar.
Pick a pancake molar, make a bow, make whatever. I had a request for shark teeth not that long ago. That's a whole other
Shark
thing.
See that?
teeth?
Shark
Fangs.
teeth. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Just and again, something
What do they
I
want,
could
a couple levels, the layers of teeth. Don't they?
no,
sharks
like
have different.
interlocking pointy teeth like
Oh
a
my
shark.
God.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I did beg the jeweler to advise this guy to like, hey man, like he can spend $5,000 on this grill. Please send him to an orthodontist, as opposed to having me put shark teeth over these jangly. Whatever.
It wasn't good to start with.
No, it wasn't good to start with. But, everyone makes their own decisions.
Yeah,
and to digress back to exocad a little bit, I really love the freedom that you have to just create any kind of form with exocad that you want, regardless of whether it's in the silo with typical workflows or well outside of it for restorative dentistry or other projects. I mean, I've even made car parts, restorative car parts in exocad. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
yeah. I've used my 3D scanner, my
sure.
Medit scanner, just desktop scanner to scan parts that had been produced in 40 years. And put broken pieces together and then use exocad to kind of tidy it up and boom, 3D print new parts.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's super powerful software beyond even dentistry.
Yeah, it's being used in the fashion industry right now. There's one of our customers, Dr. Anton something Russian. He's in West Hollywood. He owns a company called Crooked Mouth, and basically it's these black colored snap-on smiles.
Snap-on smiles of black teeth.
This is basically like the fashion industry right now. Like that
Is
really
having black teeth.
Yeah, like basically it's like instead of beautiful white, like it's like kind of like that gothic, like black, like kind of super grungy
If
punk,
you say so.
punk rock, like it's really wild, and so like it's super popular. They were
So that's the next best thing, I guess.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, like we're going to Rolling Loud Music Festival, and I think it's the one in LA, maybe it's the one in Miami, and we're helping them do basically set up the scanning situation there with our Allied Star scanners, and the doctors will be there scanning people that want to get crooked mouths shipped back to their
That's where
place.
Gary Archer's from. So L.A. and California, they do.
So you're
going to
go to a festival,
music
with
festival.
your scanners,
and
scan people to give them black teeth.
Basically, that's what Dr. Anton is doing.
That's pretty smart of him.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. And so what's it called? He also, so he's kind of like an expert in the 3D printing of kind of like flexible, kind of like that Sprint Ray mouth guard material stuff. I know that he was working with them on the mouth guards for also like MMA fighters and like UFC fighters and stuff like that. And being in Hollywood, he's super like connected in kind of like that industry. So yeah.
That's pretty sweet, you guys.
Yeah, that's what exocad can do.
And so and we're here to teach you anything and everything you want to do with that. exocad.as.me. You can go and sign up with any of us.
Yep.
We have training packages online where you can book like either 6 sessions a month or unlimited sessions or just single sessions, whatever you need, whatever fits you best. Whether you already own exocad or you need it, we're here to help and serve.
What's the most common thing you teach? What do people ask for?
I say what I'm seeing more lately, which is kind of shocking, is doctors who are trying to get their assistants to learn all on X.
To design and everything.
Yeah, they'll book like a couple hours, be like, just teach my assistant all on X. How hard can it be? But the other side of that, the more logical side of that I really appreciate is just the incorporation of the assistants into the design process. More and more, and this is something I highly endorse, they're bringing the assistants to learn exocad to do the little more basic stuff, like do splints, do temporary crowns, do a treatment proposal. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's in coordination with their lab. Yeah. So they might get an initial proposal, and they're using exocad kind of as a communication tool and a diagnostic tool, so they can see what's truly possible with the restoration and
that makes a lot
plan
of sense
the treatment.
Yeah, we've talked to several clinicians that are doing things that way now. So, And it's not taking a lot of the lab work. Like, you don't really need to do a mouth guard or, you know.
Right,
what I'm
exactly.
saying. So it kind of helps us.
If your lab
a
is
little
based
bit.
on doing mouth guards,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
I know a guy. That's all he does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you have that niche.
Yeah.
And that passion, my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm just not very passionate about, like, mouth guards and everything.
It's hard to get
Same.
excited.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing, though, is like the mouth guard thing. Sorry to interrupt, but like
No.
that's the other thing that's really interesting and exciting about exocad is that there's a lot of clinicians out there using the splint module, using the mouth guard stuff for TMD and TMJ treatment,
Yeah.
airway
Big time.
treatment,
Big time.
alternatives to using CPAPs, you know,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sleep apnea, you know, all these advanced. And I don't really know who has the right answer. Everyone's still exploring this kind of unknown territory. But the fact that you can use these tools to try to improve people's lives beyond just restorations and prosthetics.
Yeah. So when you sell a new license, they get training through you?
Yeah,
Correct.
we have actually included training for the first month or two or whatever it is. Honestly, I think it's a month, but here's the thing is, like, as long as you're not, like, a jerk or whatever.
A jerk?
And, like, you come back and, like, you're like, hey, I really don't know how to do this. And it's only, like, a month or 2 or 3, honestly, after you bought the license. I'm probably I'm definitely picking up the phone, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm helping you get through
that's
it.
nice.
Absolutely.
What
And
are
like,
the biggest struggles a new user has? I mean, just setting up the case?
Yeah, I would say that's probably number one because
Yeah.
the initial work. So
It's a little different.
You know, Peter Parker's uncle said, with great power comes great responsibility,
Yes.
Peter Parker. And exocad gives you great power. So you have great responsibility to understand that order form. But here's the thing, is that it's actually not all that scary. I've been doing a lot more customization of customers' databases when I realize that there's maybe some hurdles that the staff or the doctor might be going through. We work with a educator, Dr. Diana Tadros, and she does very cosmetically driven AACD COIS workflows for the doctors that come in attend her class.
Yeah.
And they're using it for a very specific workflow, wax ups and dentistry. And when she approached me in 2020 and said, I want to buy exocad to make wax ups, I literally looked at her and was like, are you crazy? So you want to do just like wax up models? And she's like, yeah, that's basically all I want to do. And now we've educated over 3,000 people in
set the world on
5
fire.
years.
Yeah, we heard about that yesterday
Yeah,
as
there was
well.
a-
Another doctor was
Another
was
doctor
doing the
did
same
all
thing.
of his wax ups on
Yeah.
exocad.
That's it.
And then he did all these models and stages of just the centrals, and
Yeah.
then to the left side, and then the
Yeah,
right side.
that was
I
pretty
like,
cool.
And so getting back to your question about what are we, that order form can be a little bit daunting.
Yep.
But exocad's got to give all of the users all the capabilities because they might want to make a black-colored Snap-on smile.
Yeah.
Or they might want to put Hello Kitty on it.
Or a
right?
car part.
Or car part.
Or a
And
car
if
part.
I could add to that a little
Yeah.
bit, like I really see two challenges, and it comes it depends on where you're coming from. So you have the traditional lab guy, right, or girl, who's only done analog stuff at the bench, and sometimes it's difficult to translate what's physically in your hands to a two-dimensional interface, which is a computer screen, right?
Yeah.
And that's usually just kind of you can only learn to swim by getting in the pool.
Yep.
The other side, I think, is what exocad users really love the most, but is often kind of confusing for people just adopting it, and that is that there's at least 2 ways to do everything, usually 3 ways to do anything in exocad, which is the most powerful thing about the software.
It is.
That you're never trapped. It's not a maze. There's always another way around. You can't get through the maze, go over it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
we've heard that a lot.
That can be confusing for people just getting into it, especially people coming from 3Shape, who are just used to like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's the end of it. Yeah,
that's very true.
And not to denigrate 3Shape. I mean, they're first in, best dressed in the initial. Like the whole industry owes them a lot for that. It's just different pathways, different tools.
I can see how that would be confusing to somebody learning it.
Yeah.
You could do it this way, or this way, or this. Just show me
what's
one
the right way. Well, what's the
literally.
right way for you is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, every practice, every lab is its own cult of personality, and they have their own workflows. And regardless of whether you think that's the right workflow or not, they've been doing that maybe 5, 10, 30 years.
Yep.
And so the software and your teaching technique needs to adapt to what suits them better, not the other way around.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion.
That's well said.
No, I love it.
Agree.
I love it. That's some good stuff.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, can I just do one
awesome.
shout out really quick?
Of course.
Because, I really want to give a shout out to Johnny L. Because without.
Is that Johnny exocad?
No, Johnny exocad's my cousin.
Yeah. Oh, you're kidding me.
Johnny O is Johnny Orphanitas.
Okay.
Yeah, Johnny Orphanitas.
You got a lot of Johnnies in your family.
Right. Yeah, so Johnny Orphanitas, I wouldn't be here today at the exocad without him introducing us to the software and teaching me everything he knew about exocad and kind of taking me as his Padawan in this digital journey and everything. So
he was one of the original guys to bring exocad here into America.
Yeah, him and Larry Berdoni. him and Larry Berdoni brought it to the Yankee Dental Show, and that's how we found it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, thanks, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, thank you both. Enjoy the rest of the insights.
Thank you so much for having us. And thank you for what you bring to the industry. Truly, you both inspirational. It's shifted the conversation quite a bit and in a positive direction.
We love it.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right.
Thank you.
See
awesome.
You do it.
You want me to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Whoa, we're mixing it up.
I know.
A big thanks to Beth, Joshua, and Robert for talking to Barb and I at exocad Insights. Again and again
and
again.
Again.
Thank you, exocad, for allowing us to talk to all the great people. We are always excited to see what Beth is doing in the U.S. to make exocad even greater, and her love for education is a big driving force in that. And seriously, y'all, that's Barb's. Y'all, if you want to get into exocad or you're already using it and want to get better, those people at Evolve are great at showing others how to do it. Who better to learn it from other than a lab that uses it every day, right?
Right on.
Well
said, Elvis. Good job on my part. Yes.
Oh, big shoes to fill.
I know.
All right, everybody. That's all we got for you. And, of course, we'll talk to you next week.
Have a great week. Happy 4th. Enjoy.
Happy 4th of July. Bye.
Yeah. It's a little Yorkie, and his name is Mother Tucker, and I've got two.
The views and opinions expressed on the Voices from the Bench podcast are those of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the host or Voices from the Bench, LLC.